Hi everybody, this is the Poor Person's Guide to Eating Well. I am a certified poor person, and today is a very special recipe day because we're doing a dollar store challenge. So everything that goes into this recipe is from the dollar store, okay? And it is delicious and nutritious, and I mean, there's some of it that comes from a mix, which is something that we don't always like to do, but it creates a really quick, delicious, filling meal that is super, super cheap. Okay, so we're going to start off with one turkey burger, and we're actually going to fry up that turkey burger like ground beef. So that was the ground beef that they had, or the ground meat that they had at the dollar store, so that is what I picked up. One package of dirty rice, and mainly onions from a pepper stir-fry frozen bag of vegetables. But I picked out mostly onions, but if a couple of peppers get in there, that's okay. That's maybe about a fourth to a half cup. And there is still half of a bag of onions and peppers in there, and I already used a good portion to make another meal, so it's really not that much. And we're going to augment this recipe with extra rice. Now, here's why this works. These mixes, I'm going to pan over to, are very, very salty a lot of the time, and they have a lot of flavor, and a lot of flavor to go around. So we're going to add more rice to this mixture, and it's not going to do anything to the flavor. In fact, it's going to make it a little bit less salty and a little bit more palatable. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut up this turkey burger and kind of like remake it into ground beef, and I'm going to fry it up to get us ready for our dirty rice. One more thing. So as you can see, I have broken up the turkey burger into, like, I've reformed it into ground meat. I have a little bit of oil in there because it's turkey, so it's not very fatty, and I am just sauteing it up just like that, and pretty soon it's going to look kind of like any cooked up ground meat or beef. And you can use ground turkey, you can use ground beef, ground pork. You don't really have to go with what it says on the package. You can kind of substitute. And I'm actually not going to be cooking this per the directions on the package. We're going to be doing something much, much, much easier. So I also did something with kitchen shears, kitchen scissors, that I also bought at the dollar store, but I'm going to attempt doing this one-handed. And actually, these are regular scissors that I just designate for the kitchen, and I run through the dishwasher. But as you can see, I'm going through and like chopping up pieces of the onion so that when we put it in with the rice, it's going to be nice and small and just not sinewy or anything like that, and give us lots and lots of flavor. Right, and especially if you have kids who are picky, that it doesn't have like a lot of mouthfeel, right? Doesn't have a lot of tooth. So it's just, you know, a little bit of flavor in there that adds to the richness of the meal. And I brought out the chicken broth that we're going to be putting in. This was also from the dollar store as well. And you can see my clutter. It's the same clutter as the last two videos because that's how we roll in this house. Okay, so we have dumped in the rice mixture, and we've dumped in the onions, as you can see, and 1 2/3 cup of water, which is what the recipe on the box specified, but that's really the only thing that we're going to go by on the box. Everything else we're going to change up a little bit. I was not able to get the meat out into the container while I was filming, and when I was filming before, my camera decided to fail, so that's why you're not seeing me dumping it in on my own. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to now dump in the meat, and I'm going to show you how to mix together the rice and the chicken broth into this mixture. Okay, so now we have put the ground meat into this mixture here. Okay, everyone. And so now we're preheating the oven with 350 degrees. Okay, and we are going to add in the stretcher, is what I call it, to make this stretch out a little bit more. So we have 2 cups. It's the wrong side because I'm holding it by the wrong hand, but you can see on the other side, this is 2 full cups of chicken broth, and that goes in to the mixture there. And I'm going to take 1 cup of rice, and I'm going to dump that in also. The next thing we do here is this is really simple. You stir it up. You mix it together. That's it. And you can see it's all lumpy and bumpy, but you just like mix the whole thing together. And you see there's some peppers in there from the pepper and onion thing. That's fine. They're actually probably going to cook down and just be flavor in the dirty rice. And then I have a lid for this. I put the lid on it and I cook it with the lid on. But you can put tin foil over the top, or a metal lid of some kind of oven-safe lid to cook it. So we're not going to cook it on the stove like the box suggests. We are going to cook it in the oven and just put it in there and not worry about it for about an hour. All right, everybody. Now that the beautiful dirty rice is baking, we're going to do your favorite part, the breakdown. So here's the breakdown of this recipe. So the dirty rice mix box is $1. 1 cup of dollar store chicken broth is 25 cents. 1 2/3 cup water is free. $1 store turkey patty, which we made into more like ground beef. We just broke it up. That was $1. 1 cup of rice, that's the extender that we used, that was 25 cents. And 1 cup of frozen onions from the dollar store stir fry mix, 25 cents, which comes to a total of $2.75, people. All right, everybody, so I'm going to attempt something one-handed here because I really want you guys to see the reveal, and forgive my shaky hand here because I'm putting my other hand into a pot holder, but I want to take the lid off and show you how beautiful this comes out right out of the oven. So I'm going to open this up, and you can see, look how gorgeous that looks, and just like right out of the oven, right? So it comes right out. What I generally do next is I try to like mix this up a little bit, you know, to kind of get everything incorporated with each other. Again, like I said, I'm doing it one-handed, so to make sure that everybody gets a little bit of meat, everybody gets a little bit of onion, a little bit of rice flavor, everything that we've put in this. And then go get that side here. So, and then I'm going to spoon this into our bowl. It's like I make it into the bowl. There you go. Look, see, that's a surprisingly large amount of meat there, because every spoonful gets some meat. And check out the volume of food here. There is a lot of food here. So this, again, can feed a family of 4 very, very easily. It's got meat. It's got vegetables. It's got grains in it. It's basically got every food group needed in it. And it's only $1 or $2.75 to make. That's it. From the dollar store. Everything purchased at the dollar store, so you can make a delicious and nutritious meal from the dollar store. So if you like this video, please subscribe and send us a like. Give us any tips or tricks that you guys might have about cooking on a budget, and we'll see you next time.